Winston-Salem has so many places with natural beauty. It can really feel like you're on vacation right when you're in the city. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put on the sunglasses. We're going to go out. We're going to take a look at some of my favorite spots. Not an exhaustive list, but a list nonetheless that I think really will help you understand why it can feel like vacation even when you're still right in the city or just outside of it in a couple instances. And if you need help buying or selling real estate, my contact information is on the screen and in the description below, but let's get started. So first stop is going to be at Ronaldo Gardens, and this is just near Buena Vista and lots of shopping and stuff like that around here, but this is just a really beautiful oasis right in the city. Let me turn you around here. I'm not sure how much of the history that you know about Winston-Salem, but this was owned by the Reynolds family, now owned by Wake Forest University, but the Reynolds family from R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company that you probably heard of, that was the big industry in Winston-Salem for so long. They're still located here, not so much anymore, but they donated this land to the university and the gardens, and it is just beautiful. There's over 134 acres here. There's walking trails back that way that you can go on. There's a little creek stream with a waterfall. But this is just beautiful out here. They do different changes with the seasons. They have a full calendar of events for everything from learning how to grow plants to getting the kids involved. But this is just a beautiful place. Just feels like you're somewhere else. They do lots of weddings here as well. It's a popular place for that. Always people out here maintaining it. I mean, it just goes on and on. Like I said, 134 acres back here. And then I'm just gonna turn around so you can see over here, the greenhouse is beautiful inside as well. This is right in Ronaldo Village. So if you want shopping, restaurants, and things like that as well. That's the greenhouse up ahead here. There's also in Ronaldo Village lots of different shops and things like that as well. This is the greenhouse here. Again, just beautiful old historic structures. It does get hot in there in the summer, but there is just some amazing plants in there. So go tour the greenhouse. When it gets a little bit too hot, you can go to the Ronaldo House, which has been converted to an art museum with some beautiful art in there. And fun fact, this was owned by the Ronaldo family, but they used Ronaldo Village actually for a place for the people that worked at R.J. Reynolds to live, and they actually even at one time had their own Reynolds currency that people could spend in the village. It's a kind of odd, but that is the story about Ronaldo Gardens. So now we're gonna head to our next stop. It's got some of my favorite views in the city. Let's head out to the quarry at Grant Park. So the quarry at Grant Park is just what it sounds, a former rock quarry that they closed down and now turned it into a park. Besides what I'll show you here, there is tons of green space out here, walking trails that go all over. They just, I think it was last year, they did a brand new playground and amphitheater that looks really nice. I'll show you in a second, but take a look at this. I mean, some of my favorite views in the city. That's downtown out there. The quarry, you can't swim or boat in here, but it's rumored that there are jellyfish in here, a sunken car, and all kinds of other like I said, just rumors of stuff. You have lots of love, but what a beautiful day in Winston-Salem too. So obviously we're outside of downtown. That's downtown over here, but just one of my favorite places just to come out for just a few minutes, take a walk. There's put in this new walking path around here, so this is paved. And then there are trails that go all the way down into there, winds all the way back around the quarry itself. Really a cool place. And like I said, I think it was last year they redid this. They put in this playground, amphitheater, and a picnic area over there. It's really nice. In the summer here, they have movies in the park, food truck festivals. They do all kinds of events out here too. So they got some really cool stuff. But take a look at the playground over here. I mean, if you have kids, this is pretty cool. My kids are a little old to come here, but when we first moved here, 6 years ago, we would come out here often, and like I said, they added on this little by little, and then last year really made it nice. Bridge. Here's the amphitheater and picnic area over here, but just a really cool place. It's beautiful out today. All right, so we're on to the next stop. What are you thinking so far? What's been your favorite? And tell me at the end, what am I missing on here? What did I forget if you're from Winston-Salem? So just about a mile from Quarry Park is another one of my favorite places. This is Salem Lake. Huge lake with a 7-mile trail that goes all the way around it. Take a look at this. You can rent kayaks out here. Docks for fishing. There's a shelter up there. Visitor center. Beautiful place here. Over here there's a playground. Like I said, there's starting on the other side over there, there's a 7-mile loop that goes all the way around that I will not be walking with you today. But so just about a mile from Quarry Park is Salem Lake. I'm not sure what the policy is on a public boat launch or not, but I know you can rent kayaks and stuff like that out here, and you can fish. But this is another one of my favorite spots. And then there's some really amazing stuff if we head just outside of town. That's where we're going next. Come on. So even after living here for 6 years when I moved from Chicagoland, I still come to this place at least 2 or 3 times a year. It's amazing. I'll put up some pictures if I can, but sunsets out here are gorgeous. If you come here in the fall, it is a total stunner. But let me turn you around. I'm at Pilot Mountain State Park. There's Pilot Mountain. It's a little hazy today, but you can see downtown's way out in the distance. Just gorgeous up here. A little embarrassing. But I will tell you, I actually hurt my knee walking, so I won't be doing a lot of the hiking or showing you the trails today, but there are miles of really good hiking trails, but the view up here is really awesome. There are also just really simple trails all along here too. If you want to go up actually to the mountain itself, you can. They have rock climbing up there. There are campgrounds on site. There's a really nice visitor center they just built a few years ago. There was actually a fire a few years ago on the top. I don't know if you can see it. Can I zoom? Oh yeah, cool. There was a fire a few years ago on the top up there. That's why you see some of those trees are burnt out. But just a great place to come and visit. There's all kinds of, like I said, trails and stuff like that. If we're over this way is an awesome spot to see sunsets. And this is one of those places whenever somebody comes to visit, we're always going to go to Pilot Mountain. And like I said, if you can see it in the fall, it's just amazing. Winston-Salem is one of those places that's honestly just kind of amazing to me. You have art, a lot of history, you have innovation, eye towards the future, and then you have so many places with just natural beauty. That's when people just said, well, why Winston? And I was like, why not Raleigh or something like that? When I was thinking of moving here, it was just kind of wild to me. I don't know, maybe you appreciate this as much as I do, maybe not, but take a look. Just came over just a few feet to the other side. You can see these views. I was going to go out to this outlook over here, but they're doing some kind of science-y stuff. So this is a huge park. There are tons more trails that go down this way. Again, this is more simple, and then there are hikes, a little bit more challenging up and down the mountain. I have some clients that came here, they rock climb on the mountain. They said it's really good, and that's not really for me, but it is just really beautiful out here. All right, a couple more stops. So I had to take you to at least a couple vineyards and wineries. We're at the first one here. We're only about 10 minutes from Pilot Mountain State Park. So if you're up here, this is a great stop. And another little tip for you, if you're into bourbon, North Carolina runs all the alcohol stores here. They're called ABC stores. One of the best as far as like selection for rare and hard to find bourbons is right up here as well. So just another tidbit, but we're at Jolo Vineyards and Winery. And let me spin you around and show you. This is really popular, but the view here is gorgeous. Pilot Mountain, I don't know if you could see it way up there through those trees, but it's just right there. Beautiful vineyards, and the grounds here are always manicured, really nice. There's a restaurant and event space right here as well. Food is actually good. surprising. Some vineyards, they don't put the most priority on the food as they do the wine, but yeah, wine and food are both good here. But they also have Airbnbs here, lots of different event spaces, outdoor seating for the restaurant, fireplace, and like I said, the grounds here are just beautiful. If you're not into wine, they have some other choices as well. There are over 200 wineries in North Carolina, so if you need recommendations, I've been to, not all of them, but I've been to a lot. If you need recommendations, let me know. So Jolo we're north of Winston-Salem now, so we're about 25-30 minutes north of the center of downtown. The Yadkin Valley though, that's where some really beautiful ones are. I just wanted to show you the vineyard over here as well really quick. So that's west. If you want something closer to town, Meadowloney Cellars is really good. They have good wines, beautiful sunsets there, and they do a lot of events too. But let's check out one more. So we're just west of Winston-Salem, actually about 30 or 40 minutes west of the city, a little bit closer if you're in Louisville or Clemens. But one of the places I first visited when I came out here was a winery, and being Italian and liking wine, it was one of the things I was really liking the idea of when I was thinking about moving to North Carolina. But when I saw this place, I was just like, wow, I won't say it sealed the deal for me, but it definitely made it help make the decision a little bit easier, because it's just a great place. It's beautiful. I'll show you. We're at Raffaldini Vineyards and Winery. The motto of this is Chianti in the Carolinas. They have over 40 acres of vineyard out here. They do vineyard tours that are really top notch if you want to like geek out a little bit, but I mean, you have mountain views, and then this estate is just like, wow. But now the area has grown so much. There are actually 5 all Italian themed vineyards almost within walking distance. Castello Barone is right across the way over there. So Trio is over there. Another one of my absolute favorites with just amazing views is Piccioni Vineyards right next door. I mean, look at that. This is kind of like Chianti in the Carolinas. Beautiful sky today. So not only is the wine really good here, it's almost all Italian grapes. It's not Italy wine, it's North Carolina wine, but just kind of in the vein of Italy. They do a bunch of different varietals, and actually they just introduced a line of like sweeter wine with infusions like strawberry, basil, and different things like that I guess a lot of people like. Sweet wine, not quite my thing, but if you like it, you should definitely check them out. But look at the vineyard. They do tons of weddings here, events. Wine club dinners are really nice. I mean, it's just, let's see if I can zoom more so you can see the mountains. They're just getting started on the vineyards. I think everything's just starting to bloom right now, but it's gorgeous. A lot of these places will have things other than wine to drink too, if wine's not your thing. A lot of them will have beer, soda, probably have water, I don't know for sure. I'm just kidding. But they also do a ton of events, so you know, music, food trucks, things like that. There's always something going on at so many of the wineries that are close to Winston-Salem. If you're still closer to the city, you have, like I said, Meadowloney Cellars is right next to it. Junius Lindsay is a little bit further south. That's also really nice. There's a ton of them. If you need recommendations, obviously, let me know. Or you can check out NC Wine too. So if you've just seen some of the places Winston-Salem has to offer, if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in Winston-Salem or the surrounding area, I'd love to be a resource for you. You can reach out to me directly at jeff@govalentino.com. Thanks.